This is 4 minutes for Panic at the Disco. Ready? One of the things I love about Panic is that each album is very much its own sound, somewhat tied to other popular music at the time, but still cohesive as a whole with similar musical elements in no small part due to Yuri's vocals. Starting out with A Fever You Can't Sweat Out in 2005, this was kind of the emo sound that most people attribute to classic Panic. This is also where vaudeville and cabaret were sonically prevalent before fading over time. Fever also has musical elements that are more unfortunate signs of the times it was produced in. Weird synth breaks and effects, and autotune that just doesn't sound good. The composition of early Panic songs also limited Yuri's vocal range, so compared to newer albums, his performance is nowhere near as dynamic. When it comes to the songs themselves, they're all pretty good, but they all kind of blend together without a lot of strong hooks. Honestly, a lot of the songs just sound like they're trying to get up to the level of I Write Sins Not Tragedies, which is by far the best song on the album. Besides that, I also like Only Difference, Lying, Esteban, and Build God. The second album is 2008's Pretty Odd, and I'm sorry, it's just really not for me. I think they went too hard in the Beatles direction, and the whole folky acoustic sound of this album and other pop albums in the following years just doesn't really appeal to me. Again, a lot of the songs sound very samey, but this time instead of sounding like lesser versions of the best songs, they just sound generic. There's a bunch of times where songs will set up this really nice atmosphere at the beginning of the song that completely drops out when the hook hits. The songs that do effectively hold on to one feeling are pretty good though. My personal favorites are 9 in the Afternoon, Do You Know What I'm Seeing, Green Gentleman, Friends in Holy Spaces, and my favorite, When the Day Met the Night. Onto the third album, Vices and Virtues from 2011. Vices steps back towards the original dancey rock feel, dropping the vaudeville almost entirely while adding more pop influences and slowly inching towards sounds heard on the following albums. Later on in the album, some songs do blend together a little bit, but even still each song is more cohesive. The first half of it is pretty much non-stop hits with more dynamic vocals and great hooks. Ballad of Mona Lisa, my favorite one, Let's Kill Tonight, Hurricane, Memories, Ready to Go, and later on Sarah Smiles. There's only a few songs on here that don't really connect with me, but I still don't think they've really put out their killers until the next album, which is Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die in 2013. This is where their songs started going through the roof. While they still hold onto the rock sound, this album is full on 80s, which is one of my favorite sounds. There's even better hooks, even better super present bass lines, and this album solidifies Brendan's vocal range. I like the entire album. This Is Gospel, Miss Jackson, and Girl That You Love are all great, while Nicotine, Girls Girls Boys, and Casual Affair are my favorites. Next is the album where I really started diving into Panic, which is 2016's Death of a Bachelor. The production is amazing, it's some of Yuri's best vocals, the instrumentation is varied and complex and awesome, and most importantly, every song is a total catchy hit on its own. Most importantly, it's just so much fun compared to most other pop coming out alongside this. Every song is my favorite, but if I really had to choose, it'd be Victorious, Emperor's New Clothes, or Crazy Equals Genius. Pray for the Wicked from 2018 is our final stop, including such songs as High Hopes if you haven't heard it 23 bajillion times. There's still a lot of great writing and the music is still keeping pop fun, but unfortunately there's stuff that's just kinda meh. Some of the production and instrumentation feeds too much from modern pop, especially in the beats, and some of the lyrical content just doesn't connect well and feels disingenuous. It's still filled with pretty great tunes, but it doesn't have the perfect runs that Bachelor or Too Rare do. The best songs on here are Roaring Twenties and King of the Clouds, with Saturday Night, Hey Look Ma, and Overpass coming close behind. And that is everything. For me personally, best to worst, the albums go Bachelor, Too Rare to Die, Wicked, Vices, Fever, and finally Pretty Odd. At first I thought Rare and Wicked were close to switching, but after listening through again, it's more likely that Wicked and Vices swap places. If you'd like me to cover specific albums instead of whole discographies going forward to get more in depth, let me know. And done.